Hi everyone, this is Tanya from You and Your Witchy Stuff. Welcome. This is going to be a video showing my altar, my large altar. I have smaller altars too throughout this room, but this room is rather disorganized and messy at the moment. But I have actually cleaned and rearranged my altar, my large one, and I was asked this is for a response that I got from a few of my subscribers and followers, which I appreciate, and feedback I got of what they would like to see or what's working for me, or working for what they're watching, should I say. This is like take 3, so bear with me. I'm a little shaky, tired, I got a lot to do, but enjoying my day off, and match your day off. So, with that being said, I work very much, sorry about the shakiness, I work very much with the Hellenic tradition, deities and underworld, so this is primarily for them, and that type of thing. I work very much with death energies, death and rebirth energies. There is constant cycles of that in this human experience. And I do work with those, and that's what also approached me. So if this video is shaky, just bear with me. If you choose to watch this, some of this is a bit darker. Well, it's just whatever. But basically, to some people, if you don't like this certain stuff, maybe turn back now. It's a warning. But this is my space. This is my main altar. This is how I practice and work my personal gnosis out of 30 years of being a practitioner, and how my path constantly keeps realigning, growing, what works for me, what needs to be shed, and just overall breaking through limitations and gaining wisdom and truth, especially since I've been working consciously and consciously in the left-hand path for a period of time now, which is helping me to learn, grow, heal, and empower myself. So with that being said, you're seeing here overall on the wall, you're seeing 3 pictures from the craft. That's not really part of my altar, but I met Firuza. I did not meet Nev Campbell at the convention, but I did meet Firuza. And then I did meet Rachel True, and oh gosh, I cannot think in my head now. The other one, but I did not meet Nev Campbell. Okay, well, those pictures are just for that, just so that you see I love Firuza and all her movies and her actor in all the movies that she acted in. She is amazing, and she was so great and so nice and friendly to meet. Yeah, that was on my bucket list, especially after it was an experience after several months before, about 6 months before that, where I almost died. So we're not going to get into that, but I had a very, very bad situation in 2018 and met her in 2019. So just showing you some relevance and mention to that. Now here is to go in. That's the altar. I got these like 15, 20 years ago before I even started working with Hekate, and realizing, yeah, I've always been attracted to keys and doors. Those were from Pier 1 back in the day. And yeah, eventually they found a home a couple of years ago. They moved with me in multiple places, but found their rightful home here near my altar. Plus, we all know that I do work with Hades also, and keys do apply to that. They are protective, and they're also keys for answers, perspective, unlocking doors, veils, and energies, which, of course, I do work with a lot of that. Here is on this side, as I said, my altar is constantly evolving. I do not change it with seasons. I change it as need be or as I felt compelled with. Sometimes it stays the same for years, and sometimes it can change over a couple period of months. Things can be added or subtracted. So this side is kind of for Hades. As you can see here, this is a cool candle. I don't burn it because I love it, but I got it a couple years ago for Halloween at one of the decorative stores. As a skull, of course. Beautiful black skull. You can see here that I have a goat horn there. I also am a tappy, but of course, if you're not familiar with goats and rams and how they practice in, can check Google, other videos, etc. I'm not going to go into exact details of what I chose and why, not to make this too long and rambly. I work a lot with serpent energy, of course, and the Ouroboros. I can't talk. So yeah, I always butcher everything. I don't edit, maybe in the future. As you can see here, again, apologize for the shakiness. There is my Ouroboros right there with a pentacle. My husband got that for me for Halloween a couple years ago. You can see here that I have 4 Hades. I also do have, this is a gorgeous black tourmaline and smoky quartz combination. Those are 2 of my favorites. If you've seen any of my previous videos, they're my top 5. And of course, that combination is amazing. I found that last year, I believe, at some point at a actual antique and consignment store. So yeah, that was a great find. Plus, I find those relevant to Hades and the underworld. Tanya loves black, so self-explanatory. So you can see that, and just to zoom out, and to zoom down here quick, is going to be, look at this lovely, gorgeous amethyst. The Amethyst Cathedral. It was gifted to me from my husband for Christmas, I think 2 years ago, give or take, maybe 3. And he got it at Sticks and Stones near me in Waterville. I was eyeing them and eyeing this one, and he went back the next day after a visit and bought it for me for Christmas. Gorgeous. Plus, that store is just amazing and extremely reasonable, but has high quality, high powered crystals, and the proprietor, John, is amazing. So yeah, so that's kind of like a portal crystal for me, and also works as a protector and highly spiritual connected, since if you watch any of my recent videos or in the past, I am highly, I channel, I medium. There's not a day or a moment in my whole life, in this life, or I'm sure past lives, that I don't channel, work with spirits, or connect with them, or entities, deities, etc. And I connect to other realms and journey. Mostly unconsciously and in my sleep, but at points consciously too. So yeah, so that works for that. Amethyst is a pretty much go-to for many practitioners or healers. I got this in Salem this year. I don't have a candle in it, but yeah, look at that serpent. Gorgeous. Okay, and next, let's go here. I don't have it lit. I bought this yesterday. Should I say it was my husband bought it for me. My husband's very kind, accepting, and gracious, and gets me beautiful items. This just came from the at-home decorative store. It's just one of those LED candles. I did not realize it needed a battery, but look, it's got it looks like the Salem and the wood cutting and the old English wood cuts. So for the price, you can't go wrong for $9.99. So this, I don't have all the candles lit in this. Some wax got stuck in there. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get it out. And I still have to anoint new candles for this. So what I have in there is what I'm showing. So this is a big candelabra with skulls. Of course, death energy, underworld energy. Now behind that is, you can't see the whole thing, but I'm not going to move everything. This thing's heavy, but as you can see, if you can see, look at those ram heads. It is a Castilian urn. So yeah, in the top, and this piece is gorgeous. I found it at an antique store last year, over a year ago. It was on sale. Gorgeous, gorgeous. and very much part of my practice. And when I saw it, I had to get it. There was just, it's like one of those one of the kind type of things finds that was meant and guided to me. And that was for multi-purpose deities. Got this little thing yesterday too, my husband bought for me. An apple with a serpent. Self-explanatory. You can, the mythos of that. Here you're just going to see real quick in the background. Yeah, the candles are jumping, the ones that are near me. The guides are obviously having messages and trying to kind of distract me. Not in a bad way, though. You'll see this Helm of Awe right here, which I got in Salem several years ago. You can look up that symbology on Google. It's very highly protective. Also connect with the goddess Hel, who I kind of work with in the background, but yeah, she's been kind of showing her presence in multiple ways in very obvious, very mundane material levels. But yeah, so that's also to go with the Nordic tradition, kind of all that I got from Coven's Cottage in Salem. So next is just going here. If you have not checked out, this is Hekate, and these are images. Hekate is my patroness, and those are just some of the prints that I got that came with a book I bought from Jeff Cullen Artistry. Yeah, if I can talk appropriately, from Jeff Cullen Artistry a few years ago when I got his book on Hekate that I backed on Kickstarter. If you're not familiar with him, check out Jeff Cullen Artistry on Instagram. He is phenomenal. He is also one of the ones that was involved in the creation of the tarot, which I showed, the Sabbath tarot I showed a few months ago and did a review, 4 or 5 months ago, give or take. So yeah. Down here, going down, this is a artwork that came with a Kickstarter version I got of the Goetia Tarot, the larger Kickstart version, which is no longer available. This is a print of Lucifer. If you're not familiar with the Goetia or the Goetic demons, you can of course look that up. I'm not going into explanation of each thing and what they are. Research is for each of us to find, or if it intrigues us. But Fabio Lastrani, once I got that deck, I got the mass market. I had to. Luckily, I had the finances and the option when I did get that, I think sometime last year too, that I got that, the larger goal. You should get this. I had to because of the guidebook and this. And just look at that beautiful frame I found for that at a reasonable price. Now, and of course, there's the candle to honor him, and this little, like cathedral thing ornament here. My husband bought for me within the past, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks at a little craft fair thing. We went in Albany, New York. Awesome. You'll see this. This is a rose that was gifted and dried to me from my cousin from a graveyard where our common ancestors are buried for several generations. So that mine held up greatly. It's beautiful, of course, for the graveyard and death reasons, but also a form to honor my ancestors on my altar. You'll see just a death card here. Of course, that came with the Kickstart version of the Practical Magic Tarot and Oracle decks, I think Grounded by the Moon. You'll see one of my black obsidian crystal balls right here. Obsidian is also one of my 5 top crystals that I work with in my major top 5. And I love obsidian, and of course I was attracted to this when I saw this. This was again a gift from my husband. So yes, as you can see, he very much indulges me, but in a healthy way, and he's very kind and generous. So I am lucky to have that in my life. This came from, I don't have candles in it currently, but this came from Joanne Fabrics last year for Halloween. And that is kind of symbolic for the goddess of hell. Goddess Hel, not goddess of hell. Goddess Hel, again from the Nordic tradition. As is, there's her portrait back there. This came from Salem, from Witch City Wicks. It's drawn by, I don't remember her last name, but her name's Caitlin. She's coming out with a tarot, actual oracle deck. It's available on Artistry Like This. On Amazon it's available. Should be available in a month or two, I think. But yeah, she does, I think her name may be Caitlin McCarthy. But yeah, look at that beautiful depiction of hell. That is gorgeous. That's how I see her, feel her beauty, her presence, and her strength and wisdom. So that's kind of the way. I have some bone ruins here. I also got from Covenant's Cottage, which I use to honor Hel. And for that, I actually have a separate deck, or a separate ruins that I use to read with her, along with a deck I have designated for her specifically. But yeah, just to show that real quick. And of course, in here, this is where I keep some of my jewelry and bracelets, a little gift from my sister. But yeah, and you can't see it because it's got a tarot card in it of the High Priestess, which is one of my birth cards. And of course, being a reader and an intuitive and connecting with the guides, that's appropriate on there for many reasons. That is from the Hermetic Tarot. And that's a little pomegranate candle I actually got from Dollar Tree. Pomegranates, the underworld, enough said. And Greek and Hellenic. And underneath it is actually a candle holder, but I now use it as a vessel to offer my monthly offering and refreshment of water, Salem ocean water, to Hekate as a form of reverence and respect for us working together mutually. So yes, so being the new moon coming up, I will be refreshing that as appropriate. Let's see, little incense cauldron here. I'm burning skeleton key, which came from Hex in Salem. If you watch any of my previous videos, you know I love Salem. There's a Salem haul for May up, and of course, I love it for 1,000 different reasons. Well, not 1,000, but still. This here is my beauty. Look at this black tourmaline tower, this obelisk. She is over 20 pounds. She was also a gift for Christmas from my husband. Yeah. Again, one of my favorite pieces. She's actually, we weighed her, over 20 pounds. And because it came from sticks and stones like the cathedral amethyst. Yeah. Plus, it's a great anchor, a great protective force here in my witchy space and on my altar. But also, I do find that tourmaline is one of my top 3 out of my top 5. So, yes. Let's see. Little altar bell. Another little skull candle. This is my Hekate statue. Triple goddess. As you can see, again, a gift several years ago when I started working with Hekate several years ago. And these are bones, shells, and keys. The bones I got, of course, which were ethically sourced, are from coyotes. From coyotes and wolves, I believe, that I got at Covenant's Cottage, which they use ethically sourced ones. So yes, and keys are antique stores. Keys are from antique stores. Since Hekate is my patroness, a lot of stuff on here is from her specifically, and a lot of stuff's been recently added, like I said. But But yes, and of course, keys I kind of explained. You can look those up and how they apply in spiritual and magical practice, how keys do, and bones, of course, and seashells, and different shells I got from Salem and other locations. Now, Hekate, I work a lot with the epithet of Hekate and Nalia. So that's where the ocean water comes from, the seashells. I work a lot with her at being an intuitive and my subconscious and what lies beneath. That's what really steps forth to me. And when I go to Salem, for example, and go to the Willows or Pickering Wharf. So here you're going to see here, this is a lantern. I have 3 candles in there. That's lit. That's specifically for Hekate. You'll see the keys up here, of course, and the association that has been prevalent, along with the peonies. These are dried peonies from my mother's garden from several years ago. Look up the meaning of peonies. I love them. She has like 8 to 10 different varieties and some rare ones. Beautiful. So I am fortunate to have that. I do not have the family green thumb, but I do receive the benefits of it. So yes, that's a blessing in itself. That stick there is just a stick from years and years I've had for I don't know how many years, but I believe I got that from this stick or branch I got from somewhere. It's just more of the energy of a place I was connected to. I just don't remember exactly where, but I'm sure it's like a family thing or whatever. Right above it, Triple Goddess. I kind of Maiden Mother and Crone type of energies. As you can see, I got that from a store in Syracuse, Earthbound Metaphysical, in Syracuse, New York. Look them up. Amazing, and the proprietors are great, and the store is very eclectic, and its offerings, they go from anywhere from witchcraft to hoodoo to left hand path, crystals, and they're just amazing, and they got an amazing tea shop in it too. So check that out. I always like to give a shout out to where I get things from. It's small business in case anyone's interested. So yeah, that's pretty much my large altar. Just to sum up, not too bad. We're going towards 25 minutes. So yes, so thanks for tuning in. And of course, I hope that if you like this, please comment below. If you have any questions, which are respectful, I'll be happy to answer or further explain. Again, this was a request, and in response to what I asked for feedback for what to do for the anniversary of my channel, which came a month ago. However, also my spirits and deities also guided me towards showing this. So with that, I hope this all finds you well. Please like, comment, and subscribe as it helps my channel grow. And thanks for taking a look at my magical space and my liminal space and my main altar. And with that, blessed be.